Member for Pascoe Vale.
Thank you, Speaker. And in rising, I'd like to acknowledge the situation that's currently happening in the electorate of the member for Gippsland South and convey the thoughts and best wishes of my community, as I'm sure as every other member's community in this House as well. So in that respect, we'd like to acknowledge and pay our respects. Speaker, I rise to proudly speak in support of the first government business program of the new Allan Labor Government. In doing so, I would like to acknowledge and commend the outgoing Premier, Daniel Andrews, for his distinguished service to this state and for all of the government business programs he oversaw the implementation of, which have delivered us a legacy of landmark projects and policy reforms that will benefit us for generations to come. In rising, I'd also like to congratulate the new Premier and Deputy Premier in their respective elevations, both of whom I look forward to working with, beginning with the adoption of this very first government business program, which I'm pleased to support. And in doing so, I'd like to also acknowledge and commend the member for Warrandyte for being elected, and I look forward to her first speech tomorrow night as well. This is a government business program that follows in the tradition of preceding Labor government business programs that since 2014 have been all about getting things done, doing what matters for people and taking real action to build a better and fairer state, whether it's across jobs or education or transport, health, environment and social justice. While we on this side of the House remain ever focused every day on delivering for the Victorian people, regardless of their postcode or what their income is or what their background is, it's sadly the Liberal National Opposition who continue to remain ever focused on the politics of fear, division and opposition. While Labor has continued to govern since 2014 with real purpose that has been accompanied with real action, the Liberal National Opposition continue to oppose for opposition's sake, as is the case in opposing today's government business program. The sad reality is that there are absolutely no fresh ideas whatsoever from this Liberal National Opposition who appear to be pseudoing. If the Liberal National Party's idea of a refresh is to bring back a mat, it shouldn't be the mat from Bulleen, it should be the mat from the UK.
Order. Order. On a point of order, Manager of Opposition Business.
Speaker, this is a procedural debate. I know it is the member's first time speaking on this, and a member speaking on the first time does get some latitude, but this is now drivel, and I'd ask you to bring the member back to the procedural motion.
Order. Manager of Opposition Business. I ask you to keep your points of order succinct. The member will come back to the government business program.
Thank you, Speaker. And in doing so, I'd also like to acknowledge if the opposition were serious about actually considering the agenda of the government business program, it wouldn't be appointing a cost of living minister with 17 properties who should belong on Shark Tank, not the shadow cabinet.
Order. Order. Manager of Opposition Business. On a further point of order.
Firstly, the member has defied your ruling and shown that this government is more interested in nasty personal sledges than debating their own motion.
Order. Member for Pascoe Vale. I ask you to speak to the government business program.
Thank you, Speaker. This government business program will help us pursue a better and fairer state. We are going to be debating, all going well of course, three very important bills this sitting week that will actually make a real difference to the lives of Victorians. The bills are the culmination of an enormous amount of work by respective ministers, their offices, departments and this government, all of whom I thank and acknowledge, and include the Education and Training Reform Amendment and Land Powers Bill, the Summary Offences Amendment and Salute Prohibition Bill, which I look forward to speaking on as well, and the 000 Victoria Bill of 2023. Beginning with the Education and Training Reform Amendment, this is a bill that will actually help us in delivering better kindergartens and early childhood learning opportunities for families across the state. The bill seeks to expand the state's powers to acquire and develop land or to take or grant other interests in land for the purpose of providing early childhood education, care and associated services as part of the Best Start, Best Life reforms. These are groundbreaking reforms. Free kinder for 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds will be a game changer in terms of young people and children, not just in their early years in cognitive development now, Speaker, but also in their future years, and help them give them the foundation for a good, prosperous, healthy life, no matter their income, no matter their background, no matter their postcode of their families. Secondly, the Summary Offences Salute Prohibition Bill reaffirms the Victorian Labor Government's commitment to combat racism and hate. And in good faith, I do acknowledge the strong interest and support of the member for Brighton, also the member for Gippsland South and other members. Sorry, I apologise, Caulfield, who have done a lot of work in this space too on the other side. All Victorians deserve to feel accepted, safe and respected. And that is why, in response to a mounting number of abhorrent incidents that have occurred over recent times, we are moving to legislate a ban on the Nazi salute by prohibiting the public display of performance of any symbol or gesture used by
Order. Members'
Nazi
time has
party